So those are the only two things we're streaming on currently, right?
Yeah. I was doing Twitch as part of this, but then one night it kind of flaked out a bit and cut off the last 12 minutes. So I was like, I'm going to stop Twitch for now.
Pun intended.
Hey, no twitchiness.
Adventures from the Shed is live now. Facebook.
Is it for real? Okay, I'm going to press some buttons on. Let's see what I got here. I think it's this one is the one I'm looking for.
Adventures from the Shed is live now.
Really?
Facebook.
One of these things says intro. Let's try this one. And here we are, Adventures from the Stream, live fading into your screen. We're going to be continuing with what is session 10 of our adventure in Corageous as part of our Adventures from the Stream. We're playing a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign, and I guess what we can do is say hi. Let's do that.
Hey, this is Chris. I'm playing Alset Alakin, the Gnome Warlock of Wonder.
Hey, this is Aster. I'll be playing Alistair, the Halfling Paladin.
Hey guys, it's Randy. I'll be playing Tusk, the half-orc, half-werewolf, half-confused person, barbarian.
Last but not least, I am Jason playing the ever-fabulous tiefling sorcerer Marty Shimmerwick.
And I am Joe, the lastest, but not leastest, and I'm playing the Dungeon Master for this campaign. I have the happy occasion to ask Jason to do our recap from our last show because, well, Jason keeps notes.
That's true, I do.
Payback from Thursday.
So, last we left off here, the group of intrepid adventurers had parted from, I don't believe we actually finalized a name of the renaming of the boat that was heading out towards Belshire.
Oh, we had a plethora of poor names.
Of ideas. We actually, I don't think we settled on a name.
All of them are just painted on the side with question marks.
I think so.
We just slowly cross them off.
I think that's the way it should work.
Before every guest gets to go on the boat, they have to put a little check next to the name they like the most.
There you go. I like that. I like that with little survey cards they can fill out at the end of the trip as well. But anyways, we made our way to Belshire, which seemed to be a delightful town recovering, still not looking great. I mean, Marty will admit here, they definitely could have used a splash of color, a little bit better carpentry work going on here. But overall, it wasn't bad. Definitely a little cramped because Marty and Tusk are a little bit taller than Allie and Alset. But we made our way into the town where we discovered that there was quite a bit of population there still. They seemed to be a little bit acting a little bit bizarre towards us as well. Not really the welcome home that Alistair was expecting to get from going to the tavern and the people not remembering her or seemingly not to remember her or her mother, and then going and talking to Bomar, the blacksmith, and getting kind of the cold shoulder and kind of the runaround. Allie and Tusk waved their way to the center of the town near the well where the mob of people were gathering together very quietly, very eerie when it came down to how they were presenting themselves. And then seemingly they just decided to attack all at once, which is where Marty and the rest of the group sprang to action in a heroic way. During the combat, what was revealed to be doppelgangers or changeling kind of creatures here started to retreat and pull back after we successfully downed one, and we decided then to make haste and get out of the city and regroup, which is where we are currently at. We're currently on the edges and outskirts of Belshire, away from the town, with one of the creatures unconscious, or I think they're dead now officially, but reverted back to its original form that Tusk is carrying as Marty is dropping Alistair and Alset onto the ground after he magnificently flew out of the town itself.
Magnificently.
Of course.
As part of your notes, did you have what was written on the being's arm?
On the being's arm? No, I did not.
It was the... Shit. It was
It's
the... It was like...
tattoo.
No. It was like... I think it was like more like a brand, but it was
It was
like
as one we are many.
we found out that it was a saying that a group of elves kind of
Elvish
nearby-ish has.
Just as a matter of technicality, it's switched as many we are one.
Oh, it's new now.
Well, that's what I have written. I don't know if I said it wrong, but
It was
that's
as one we are many. Is what I have.
okay. But anyway, the same idea, regardless, same meaning.
E pluribus unum. That's the rule.
Exactly. They have it printed on their changeling money as well.
Yes.
So you guys are at the edge. I'm actually going to put a wilderness map up here before we switch over to it. But you guys are going to be at the edge of this wilderness map. That's going to get us a better view of being away from Belshire for now. And what we want to talk about really is what is it that the party wants to do next? I know one of the things that I tried to stress a little bit as we were going through it last time was it's not that you guys are done in the town, but you definitely, it seems like you need to find a different way to approach it.
I think we had left off with, if we're going to go back into the town, we're going to have to do it a lot differently, especially now that like everybody's kind of aware what's going on. So we're either going to have to go on like a stealth mission, or we were talking about possibly going to like investigate where those elves are.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for that. Elf town.
Down for elves?
Down for elves.
Elf town.
I'd be down for that too.
So it's kind of midday. Do you guys? I mean, what do you want to do with this body? I guess first off, because you dragged away one of the.
Yeah, we're trying to keep,
that's ours now.
keeping this for evidence.
Yeah, Tusk old man here. What does that body look like to you? What does it smell like? Is it emitting any kind of poisonous vapors or odors that we should be wary of?
Joe?
Hey, does it smell like chloroform?
Roll to smell. That would be perception or nature, I guess.
Okay. What am I better at?
You tell me, buddy.
Nature. Well, they're the same, actually.
All right, let's see what we end up with here then.
Let's go perception. Give it a big whiff.
It smells.
It was like a 12.
It smells just like it did in life. Nothing really different because it hasn't been long enough for yuckies to set in. That's a technical term, by the way.
Yes.
In doppelganger language, it's yuckies.
Seems normal to me.
Yeah.
Oh, well, all right. I mean, these type of creatures here, I mean, I'm not very familiar with them. Has anyone else come across something like this? Malseth, old man, you travel the world quite a bit here. Are you familiar with these?
I am. I have heard of them. I've never run into them personally.
So
but they're never a trustworthy lot.
A couple things that I had let out last time, mainly that they're not necessarily, in this world at least, you guys would not recognize them or have learned of them as community creatures. But the other thing that was important was they can read minds up to 60 feet, which is kind of why they were easing into recognizing Allie and starting to understand things. And then we're like, well, nah, we probably got found out. Let's beat them up.
Now, I don't know if we actually talked about it or not. So, like, I know that they can read thoughts, but are they like? Is it basically like a hive mind sort of deal? Like they all like know what's going on with each other?
Give me a insight or perception check.
I can do one of those.
And this is kind of thinking back onto what happened based on what information you do have.
While you do that, Tusk, old boy, is there anything on that creature as far as like important? You feel like maybe weapons, important documents, some identifiers?
Would that be an investigation, Joe?
That'd be a loot the body check.
Okay, I'll loot the body check. Don't know if there's like anything hidden, like the shoes or anything at all. No.
Well, first off, checking over the body,
Okay.
they seem to morph into the clothing they want to be wearing because this body is non-clothed.
Oh.
And it has only on it has a leather belt with a pouch hanging from it that has a few gold pieces in it. That's all that seems to be there.
Checking the body. It just has a sack and a sack.
I see. And is the sack full?
Which one?
You have to work something out to figure that one out.
Bye, everybody.
Not it.
Anamorphous.
Okay, so I grabbed the leather sack.
Which one?
One.
The one with the coins in it.
Hey, all right.
Well,
I'm going for the
Eight-
currency, not the jewel.
8 gold pieces there.
I take both.
Yeah. Aside from that, as Allie's thinking back to
Gonna make the ugliest necklace ever.
the entire encounter, it seemed kind of obvious-ish that they were acting without speaking. They were acting in unison, so probably hive mind-ish. And this is one of those things where what you understood about doppelgangers before this encounter was that they didn't do stuff like this. They were mainly solitary creatures. Every now and then a couple could run a scam on certain people, but they're not known for a community of doppelgangers.
Are they even known in like this area? Was this normal in this part of this region?
To Allie's, and this just goes for Allie, having grown up here, she was unaware of any before that. Her knowledge comes from books and other learning. So for this specific area, now, Tusk, if Tusk wants to look back at his own history back in Thaumaturgy or whatever the name of the place was, I never remember the name of your...
Thulriva.
Thulriva, yes.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's like the river, but it's just
Yes,
Thulriva.
yeah.
I can
But
do a
yeah, if
history
you'd
check.
like to go with a history or intelligence check, that'll let us know if you were aware of any, because that's going to be the next closest, I think, as far as where everyone's from. I think Tusk on the
not bad.
map would literally be the next closest. And yeah, Tusk, as far as you're aware, there have been reports here and there throughout half-orcish history in your area where singular beings that could morph into different shapes would come into town, but they were quickly found out and eliminated. They were seen as very evil creatures. But it's a long time ago.
He'll share that to his party.
So what else y'all want to do from here? Like say
Would
we're
you
going to
like
call
me
it we're going to call it midday.
Would you like me to look inside of him, lobotomize him or something? I'm already opening.
I'd be
everything
interested
else.
in doing a autopsy here.
All right. Well, you're doing an autopsy. Well, the two of you do an autopsy. Allie here. I mean, strategically, I mean, we've been to your town here now, and obviously your sister, I don't think, is there. What do you want to do, Omga?
I think it might be wise to
Burn the town down.
Again?
too
I agree
soon.
with that.
Too soon. I think it might be wise to investigate this city of elves, just to see why a direct link from
All right.
the elves to
That could be another
this group of
doppelganger.
doppelgangers.
Could be more doppelgangers in Elftown.
All right.
That's
Well,
fine.
let's take a look, Allie, at the map here. Well, these two go and they do their investigation things and their autopsies. Let's take a look at the map and see how long it would take us to get there. Would we be able to discern how far away
Yep.
it is, or how much we would need to travel to get to this elven potential place?
Based on the, I guess you'd call it rumors, legends, if you will, because it wasn't a widely known. It was more of a this place must have existed at some point, etc. Based on that, where you think it would be is probably about a day to the northeast of Belshire, inland, of course, because it's wood, elves, things.
All right. Well, and did you guys find anything off the body as they are splitting it open here? Is anything good?
All right, you hold it, and I'll slice it down the middle.
You hold it still. And, ew.
I'll use my instruments. Your weapons will be too damaging.
Okay, I'll hold it then.
I probably should have looked at
Sounds
this page before this, but give me talk amongst yourselves for a moment. Let me look over
right.
the monster manual page for Doppelganger to
So-
see.
So now, Allie, what do you think we will find? I mean, this now again, obviously, we said that we were coming here, and you thought there was going to be no one there. This elven place here. Do you think that there could be more doppelgangers there, or do you think it could be? I mean, I'm not very familiar with these kind of creatures. Also, I believe said that they're more rare in terms of finding them in groups.
Right. I think that's part of the reason would be that this is not a normal occurrence. And also I have never heard before of them being linked with any other creature. Together maybe, but doppelgangers and elves.
Are you familiar with this elven village?
Not very. Stories, of course, but I didn't even know for sure whether or not it was a real place.
A mystical place, you say? I mean, sounds like it's something right up our alley. And if we can, maybe put a good spin on this for PR, this could be a really, really good promotion for us here. I think all set when it comes down to some Crimson Minotaur promotions. Yes.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yes. Saved a couple of town, wiped out some doppelgangers. I think that could be a good catchphrase here. But anyways, Tusk and Alset, it looks very gooey over there. Are you guys almost done?
What does either Alset or Tusk know about anatomy? This would be a medicine check for me.
Okay, well, I guess we'll find out.
Let's find out.
Allie, this looks like look at these trained professionals here working.
I'm trying to see if I can use
I don't know if I'd put it
possibly
that
use
way.
Arcana for anything with that. Well,
If you have anything that says it gives you a boost to medicine, yes.
yeah, it does give me stuff about planes of existence and the inhabitants of those planes, but we're not really dealing with a planar
Really?
creature.
No.
I don't know whether or not I should have said something earlier, but Allie is definitely proficient in medicine.
Yes, I believe that Allie probably would be much better suited.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, Tusk knows what a skeleton looks like.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
hey.
But that's fine. That's fine.
Alset rolls a 19 and plus 2
Hey,
is
there we
21.
go.
That all right, so
This is the first body I've chopped up
I'm just going
I
to roll
believe
medicine and
that.
see what Tusk
for
knows.
research purposes, of course.
oh, Tusk.
And is Tusk ruining your
He's
search?
just holding the body.
He was
He's
just
like,
holding
Yeah.
himself.
Hold
You're
it
like, cut
still,
here.
because so
Do
it
it
might
from there.
twitch, right? Post mortis twitch.
It wasn't a 1. It was just a
It was
2.
it was a 2. Yeah. Okay, so
Tusk is getting
Alset.
hungry.
Alset, familiarity with standard humanoid anatomy leads you to believe there is something wrong with the head of the doppelganger. When I say wrong, like mutated, like there's too much there. Its head is too large. There's an extra lump on the side. But there's something a little different about it, definitely.
But for doppelgangers, that could be normal.
They are, I mean, overall, their normal shape is very, very human-ish. It just happens to be, blue with glowing yellow eyes, but they as far as a regular humanoid, there's something odd about that part.
Bro, Elves over here just making Uruk eyes, I guess.
That could be it.
All right, I definitely want to take. Oh, geez. Let's see what I thought. If I have anything to keep this, I don't think I do.
Well, that looks like a smashing job
Check
up there,
my,
Alset.
Hey,
Let's
did
see if I got something big enough for this thing here.
Allie, did you spend any time with Alset learning about the book that he had grabbed from the kobolds?
That was the goal for the last part of the trip to
Okay.
Belshire. That's what Allie was doing on the boat while Tusk was doing his group therapy thing.
So while Alset is examining the oddity, it occurs to you that there was something else in the book about experimenting with other races, not just the kobolds.
So we know that the kobolds were doing something weird with the lycanthropes.
No,
And
it was
so-
the dragon was trying to create his own legacy by making hybrid kobolds, and that within that book that some of the that the kobold priest was keeping, there is mention of the dragon also doing hybrid work, mutating other races as well. No specific races, but that's something.
She'll definitely mention that this may be one
Yeah,
of the
this-
big links to this, especially since it's in somewhere that was specifically rated.
But it's on a different. This is on a different continent. That's definitely strange.
All right. Well, that's exciting stuff here. But let's talk about our trip up towards the Elven Village now. All set, my man. Do you think we need to find, maybe you can fashion some sort of mental protection from us, because it seems like it took away. They took they knew what we were up to. They knew that we were not belonging to them, and that's what caused the whole entire.
I think you should think of a
brawl.
brick wall if you run into any more doppelgangers. Just think of a brick wall.
Think of a brick wall.
Yes.
For all the things how smart you are, also, that's what you come up with here, man. Oh my goodness, I'm disappointed in you.
It works for me.
It's just another brick wall.
All right. Well, is there anything?
You have
else
a question for Tusk. Are you familiar with any elves in this area? You are from these parts, kind of, right?
He is from this area. Obviously. They didn't get out of the village too much, so just maybe a few have stopped by, but I don't really leave the village much until my exploits about 16 years ago, when I started doing the mercenary work.
All right. Well,
but I immediately left the area and went over the sea to where the area I met you guys. So.
All right. Well, I mean, I think we should probably start making moves and getting out of this area here. I think we're still relatively close to your town, Allie. What do you think?
I think at least away from here would be wise.
All right. Who knows the way to get out of here? Who wants to take point on this? I have some things I need to write in my journal to document everything.
Alistair is from the area, so she might know the best way.
Smashing, Allie, if you don't mind.
Smashing. What do you want to do with the body?
That's
I want to keep the head.
Okay. What do you want to do with the body?
Allie, do you want us to bury the body? Do you want us to burn it? Do you want us to ice it?
To a tree?
If it were
To a tree.
one of my villages, maybe, but this is not.
Okay, well, all set. What do you think here, old man? I know you're taking the head, but do we need to
I think we should just leave it as a message for doppelgangers beware.
All right. Tusk, maybe hang it from a tree somewhere, since you're the tallest.
That sounds pretty good.
Plenty of trees right
I
here.
can't see the map. I'm supposed to be able to see the map.
Are there any vines hanging on any of these trees I can use, or do I need to use some rope?
Did you say you can't see the map?
It's all black. I mean, I can see the characters, but I don't see the.
Oh,
scenery.
I thought he meant that Allset couldn't see the actual map, and I'm like,
Okay.
okay.
Well, if you just look at the one on my screen for now, that way I don't have to mess with the lighting. But you guys are right there. It's essentially a path through the woods. Is the wilderness map I've picked here to make it easy. But definitely plenty of trees around, and you can tie the body up, however you want. At a tree, like what distance from Belshire are you looking to? I mean, if you really are trying to make a statement, where do you want it? Where do you want your statement?
I would say within a mile of town.
Okay. That's easy enough then. We will let me just drag that token onto a tree and say that we're about a mile from town now. And just disappeared into the tree because it's camouflaged. Let me put it on a lighter color tree because that'll be a little more obvious. All right. Now you've got about a day's travel to get to where you think the Elven City might be. And if I do a quick view of our world map here, I can just at least point it out on the map. So you guys are at Belshire, and we're going to say, let me grab that little thingy that lets me make a mark freehand. We're going to say that the Elven city in the woods is approximately where this lopsided X is. Right about where Jason had his pointer. So he knew what I was talking about. No name for the town. It's just more of a fabled, elf city in the trees kind of thing. And not a common sight around this entire world of Courageous. No other known elves in the trees city. And it's probably a really old legend as well. So we've got all that working against it. The only thing I need to do for the overnight so that we can say that we just get towards there is I need Tusk to give me a D20 roll, and I need to find my Post-it. Here it is.
Oh, man. This is gonna be...
Tusk, give me a D20.
Here we go.
Oh, dang, nabbit. Still didn't repeat it. Where the hell did I put my pen? I need to write that down.
Staying half work. Staying half work.
Well, that's both good and bad as far as I'm aware. So I'll tell you, you have now rolled 8 times. So you have rolled 8 different numbers, and it's only so long that can go. I mean, technically, it can only go 19 times before it has to be a repeat.
It's the program I'm running, Joe. So.
Nice. I think it's Foundry. Just throw that out there. All right. So what I want to do is I'm going to just go back to the same wilderness map here, and we're just going to use that as our map. And I'd like to get some light in there so that you guys can see. So let me just find a spot where we can.
Marty can see just fine.
Can he really?
Yes.
Yeah,
so what is this? Does
because we have dark vision. That's why.
You know what?
I have dark vision too.
Chris,
I can't see.
We had
the map at all.
We had problems with your token.
sheet?
We had problems with your token before, Chris, and I think I may just need to
Let
fix
me
that.
refresh again.
Because when I first started it up today to look at your token, I couldn't even see the health bar, and I had to fix that. So I'm like, there's always something a little off with your token. But anyways, let's look at. You guys are just going to enter a forested area. Let me, at least for now, let me just drag those tokens to a spot that's going to be closer to what I want it to be. And it really is just moving you a little bit over on the map and just continuing to use the same map. Okay, so call it. No, let me move that so it's not under Randy and Aster's head. Call it a day in. You guys had a regular rest overnight. Speaking of which, go ahead and do a long rest.
Yep.
Because everybody was down a little on hit points. We'll do that, and anybody who had used up any spells like flying or anything can get those back.
Yeah.
And what we're going to look for now is how you guys would go about trying to find a fabled elven city in the trees.
Hey, anyone up there?
Okay, so Tusk, intimidation check. I mean, you're welcome to shout that once you think you're in the right place. How about that? Because I'm not going to stop you. I like that. And I like the way your face is fading in
Randy.
there. Mm-hmm. That 80s look there. You're in an 80s music video for a moment. That's pretty cool.
Let's do it.
Elves love 80s music videos.
Okay. So Tusk successfully shouting means everyone else is going to have a harder time finding the elves.
Aww.
I'm joking mostly with that. If you had already found them and started shouting at them, then they might have ran away, of course. What else are folks up to?
I'll sing an Elvish tune that I remembered from back in the day because I speak Elvish.
Is it a happy tune, a sad tune? What kind of tune are we talking about?
It's a sad tune.
Of course it is.
Sad, like really sad?
Tragic, yeah, like the lost lover kind of thing.
Okay. Okay. And what else? What is Allie and what is Marty doing?
I'm honestly just gonna look literally for it. If they're just gonna make a bunch of noise, I'm gonna
straight up perception.
Yeah, I think I will back up all set here when it comes down to his playing in this thing. I can't sing myself here, even though I have a wonderful voice. But I will pull out some spoons and start tapping them along here and trying to again give him a little bit of help along the way.
A little bit of percussion track. Cool.
Accents are on the upbeat, Marty.
No problem, old man. Me and you have traveled enough here. I know.
Sad spoons. It's okay. He's got it.
Accents are a little different in Elvish, you see.
Oh, sad.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do a help roll for Marty to assist with Alset's performance roll.
What would you performance? Okay, I will roll for performance. What? That is a 16. Sad spoons.
Very sad spoons.
So, Alset, do you wanna? Let's just say you can roll with advantage now, if you like, for your performance.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to reload.
He's getting in the moment right now. He has to get into the right place of mind to sing the sad.
Make sure I'm in
tones.
this right key. You know.
You have to build up to it.
You have to build up to it here.
Oh, they're doing warm-ups.
Tusk will start singing the bass line to it, just the same where it's underneath.
Tusk, come over here, old man. Let's get this going. Let's get the band back together.
Does Tusk know Elven?
No.
He can mimic the words the best he can.
That's what I was going to say.
Exactly.
Like
I thought
orcish
he was
versions
just
of the
doing,
same
notes,
words.
like a baseline note or something.
Just like
He-
the
he's
backup,
just
like Go Go Girl. It
He's
just
just
repeats the last two words.
whoa, oh. It's just some old.
All right, what am I doing? Performance with
Yeah.
advantage?
Doobie doobie doo.
Advantage. I can't see my dice, so hopefully they show up.
Well, that was an 11, so.
Yeah, not
But you got
warlock. I don't think.
very, very average.
No.
So at this point, you guys are kind of just
All right,
wandering.
Fine. It's up in the trees. You said, right, Hallie? Do you want to go? Do you want to fly up with me here, or does all set? Tusk, I don't know if I can carry you flying. No offense, old man.
You find out what's going on, and I'll just wait here and
All right. Marty will.
watch our backs.
Marty will again, pump up his boots, Air Jordan style, and he will cast fly on himself, and he will reach out and he'll either Allset or Allie, if they want to jump on, he'll fly up.
Yeah, that works.
Cool. All right, Allie, get on. Just please make sure that you wipe your shoes off before you, step on my cloak and things here. I don't want it to get all muddy. And
Mile High Club, here we come. What?
Whoa!
20-foot high club. Here we
20
go.
foot.
all right. So I cast fly on myself and fly up into the actual trees, surveying with Allie on behind me on my shoulder, holding on, seeing if I can see any
All right.
housing, any people, anything like that.
Marty,
So if all
throw
three
a
of us are up here?
throw a
No,
perception die.
Allset,
Marty.
are you with us, Allset, or did you say? I thought you said go. You two.
No, I said I'm coming along.
Okay, go. Yeah. So then I'll grab all. Yeah, you both. I'll have two heads right behind here, and I'll
Doesn't
fly.
it
Nice.
have? Doesn't also have binoculars?
I
Does
do
he?
have a telescopic telescope. Yep.
That thing, yeah.
I want to start with Marty with a perception roll, please.
Absolutely perception.
And then we're going to
indeed.
do some kind of group thing here. But with Marty kind of
Except for Tusk.
spearheading the effort, I want to give
Yeah.
him a shot at this.
That is a
so-
16.
Yeah, so 16, definitely helpful. Marty, you notice there seems to be, especially once you get up to height, probably about 30 feet up in the air, still below the tree canopy itself, but well up off the ground, to where you can see Tusk's bald spot from up here. And
All
he
set,
might
all
not
set.
know it. Yeah.
All set. Beanies. We need to create beanies for Crimson Minotaur.
Crimson Minotaur, skull caps.
Yeah, skull caps.
Yeah.
The things, the woolen
Wow.
ones that people wear.
I thought you meant it's the bee's knees.
Even better. And Chris is kind of partial to less hair, though, so you got to give him
Well,
that.
Yeah.
Allset isn't
No,
bald, is
stop.
he?
No,
Oh,
Chris.
you don't
does.
know. Just got the cap on.
So up at about this 30, between 30 and 40 feet is you're probably kind of hovering and moving, and I'm guessing at some point here between Allie and Alset, they're going to start telling you no that way, no that way. But before
yes.
all of this starts happening, you see almost directly ahead of you what is definitely not a natural, almost tunnel through the trees. The leaves and branches look like they're wider, and there's an opening that you could just practically follow for almost as far as you can see. The one thing you do notice, and I'm going to throw this in there because I feel like the 16 is a good roll for this, it does look like it isn't well maintained. It's definitely not natural, but it's kind of grown in a bit. Think about in our modern times where they're cutting the trees to go around power lines, but you ride down that one street where they haven't done it in 10 years, and you can tell. That's what it looks like. It was done, but it looks like it hasn't been done recently.
I'll kind of like pat them both on the faces and like over here, and I'll like turn their heads to where I'm looking. You see that over there? That definitely isn't a natural formation. Also, do you think that this could be signs of civilization?
Definitely.
Shall we go in?
Yes.
All right. I'll yell down to Tusk. Tusk, old man. How
Yes,
are you
Marty.
doing? Can you climb? Follow us here on foot and then climb up the trees.
I can try my best. Yes.
Good show. And I'll I'll have Tusk follow us over to the opening just before going in. So I'll stop right there and let him know this is where we're at and going to be heading in here.
Okay. Now, from where you guys are, it is quite clear that it's going to take some serious acrobatic ability if you're going to just try and climb through the area in the trees. It is not meant for approaching it that way, apparently, because it's not at all easy to navigate. Unless you can think of other, I guess Marty could shuttle people, but however you want to. Yeah.
That's what I was planning on
Oh,
doing.
fantastic. All right. So who's going to
Might
go?
be a little oversized for that, but
Who's going to go first?
We'll try. I mean, Tusk, I don't know if you know this yet, but I've been working out during the nights here. So I've been lifting, those 3-pound weights that we've been carrying around and things.
How long does fly
is that
last?
what those hoity grunts were that I've been hearing?
Well,
1, a 2.
I mean, Tusk here, that's pretty impressive for someone of my stature. I mean, I would appreciate if you did not shame me for trying to better myself physically.
No, I was just asking if that's what I was hearing, but good job.
All right.
Don't make fun of him for doing both push-ups.
All right, Allie, do you want to go first, or Alset, do you want to go first here?
You didn't say anything weird about my hair.
I'm down for going first.
All right, all set. Let's go. So I'll take all set, and I'll drop Allie back down, and I'll try to shuttle all set through the place.
I mean, it's easy enough, by the way, to just like stand or sit a certain spot in the trees, but to navigate through on foot would be not so easy. How long does fly last?
10 minutes.
Curious. 10. All right. So what we're doing here, there's plenty of time so far. We'll see how
So far, yeah.
Excuse me. So you get, it was about as far as you can see, and a lot of that is just because, well, it's all overgrown. It's all trees, it's leaves. But you probably get about 100 plus feet, and it kind of opens up to where there's canopy below and above, although the canopy above is a little thinner and sunlight's coming in. And you can see what looks like a city in the trees that is overrun with cobwebs and huge spider webs. And from almost every tree in front of you, you see very large spiders.
Oh no. No. I don't have a problem with them.
Like, how large are these spiders?
Yeah, do they look like are they big compared
They're
to
bigger
far
than me,
away?
or just big, as big as my head, or bigger than my whole body?
All right, so picture a halfling. Now picture a spider eating this halfling.
Okay.
Those are some of the small ones. I was actually
I
going to
will-
say they look like Allie could ride them, and yes, they're about that size.
I will say in Elvish to the spiders, "As one we are many." I'll say it in Elvish.
But you weren't there yet.
Oh, sorry. I thought
Marty
there.
was
I thought
just
going
grabbing
first.
Allie to start.
Oh, no, I
Alset's going first.
You want to go first?
See, I said it backwards. Sorry.
Yeah. Alset said you want to go first. So
See, that's why I was going to make the halfling joke. Well, go on. We can make it a gnome joke then.
Okay, picture a gnome.
Picture a gnome. Picture a
I'm
spider
pretty tall. I'm
eating
pretty
a
big
gnome.
for a gnome.
All right, so picture a bigger spider eating a bigger gnome.
Shit.
Yes.
Oh God, this just got worse here.
In
Spider just comes over and
D&D,
goes, oh shit, this one's big.
in D&D terms, these are large, so 4 squares.
Gotcha. Okay, all right.
Oh wow.
Now there are smaller
yeah.
ones, but
Marty will slowly start backing out of the.
Hold on.
No. I'm pulling myself back a little bit, so I'm just not exposed in being inside.
go ahead. You were going to say the line. As many we are one.
Many, Elvish,
The spiders just turned to look at the new noise, because I'm going to say that you weren't making much noise flying, but when the voice hits, the several of the spiders in the immediate area, so one's about 20 feet away or so, they turn to look at you and kind of slowly start to skitter towards you. Can you skitter slowly? It's more like
sure.
a slow movement. I guess I wouldn't call it a skitter. Skitter seems too fast.
All set. What did you tell them?
I
Dinner's
told
ready.
them that, yes, that's exactly what I said. Come and get it.
Tieflings are delicious with Crimson Minotaur.
So,
how far away are they?
The closest ones are about 20 feet, now about 19. Now
okay,
about 18.
time to leave. Well,
Yeah,
also,
I
what do
want
you say?
to cast a spell before,
Go ahead, as I'm turning and I'm starting to fly out.
I want to do a spell.
Just slowly putting all set down.
I can't see anything on the map, so I'm just gonna drop the spell on here.
Well, what's the spell?
It's acid splash, so it could hit up to 2. It could shoot within range 2 creatures within 5 feet of each other.
So you want
And
to issue an attack on the way out.
Yeah, since they're coming at me. Yeah.
Okay.
What if you just gave them the password? What if they're being nice?
Coming to shake your hands, your multiple hands. The spell itself, what does it require? Is that a roll to attack for you or a save?
It's a deck save.
A deck save. Let me
I've got 8 legs.
let me
This is
roll
probably
myself a 20 here and see what I end up with. Okay. And it's an adult copper dragon because that's still the default for whatever reason. If I don't have anything selected, I'm an adult copper dragon. Anyway,
Worst things you could be.
there are.
Yeah, you could
So-
be large spiders.
The acid does hit 2 of the spiders as you are making your way away. What is the damage on that?
It is 9er.
Okay. So that happens as you are moving away.
Oh,
how
do I have to do the? Do I have to do the saving throw as well for the acid? Are you aciding me, all set?
No, I like hurl a bubble of acid at him. It's that kind of.
Okay, because it just popped up. The GM has requested a saving roll. Do I need to do that, Joe?
No, you can close that.
Okay, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I'll do it. But I was like,
No,
otherwise this is gonna be a short flight for us.
Maybe because I had you actually. I actually clicked on your character. You were technically targeted.
you had to put the template down to do it, right?
No, just like I had him clicked on his character
all right.
just for whatever reason.
Cool. Okay.
You guys alone for 2 seconds, and you're trying to sacrifice Marty.
I imagine getting out of this tunnel here and flying back. My time would probably be up on fly.
It is going to. You can make it back because at this
Okay.
point you didn't go that far.
Okay.
I think when you're flying, you can do what, like 65?
60 feet. 60 feet.
Yeah. And you win 100 and something. So 100 there, say 150 there, 150 back, that's still 305 turns. You're easy enough for 10 minutes. Yep. Yeah, so you can get back and you hear the squealing as you turn midair and the acid ball shoots out. You do hear the squealing of a couple of spiders and squealing, not so much like that tiny little high-pitched squealing, but like a big 10-foot spider squealing. And it is a terrifying noise that is backed up by a whole lot of clacking and skittering and dry noises coming from the trees behind you. But you don't see anything chasing you down that pathway yet.
Ellie, did you hear a giant pig?
Does the rest of this party hear this?
I wish it was giant pigs. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Do
delicious.
we hear this?
Why
Yeah.
is
We
there a
fly
big
over
pig up there?
we fly over the canopy maybe in that same direction and see what we can
Yeah, so as we come back out, I'll be like, not to alarm anyone here, but there are a few large insects that me and all set seem to have pissed off.
What did you do?
It wasn't us. We went
I
there.
showed them that we shouldn't be trifled with.
We
What
leave
he
you
said.
alone for 5 minutes.
Has been
was about
5 minutes.
7
Oh dear.
minutes.
Yeah, so it's been 5 minutes of oh dear, and I just dropped from the sky.
Thud. There's a light thud. And then one of the Crimson Minotaur cans busts open and starts
There you
spraying.
go. There you go. All right, so I believe they might be coming out here towards us. Allset did a good job of splattering them with some, I think, acid. Allset, was that what you hit him with?
Yep.
No, I was flying. I couldn't see what you were doing behind me. I'm not sure. Should we go? Maybe we should, light the forest on fire. What do you
Maybe we
think?
should go.
We're just gonna torch the world.
I just climbed up here. Were you gonna make me get down already?
Yeah, do you want to fight a bunch of angry spiders, Tusk?
Sounds good to me.
So down in that direction where you flew
What's a
from,
bunch?
everyone
a lot.
can now see down in that direction some spiders that are pretty much taking up the whole 15-foot diameter pathway. But they're not moving towards you. They've just kind of filled in the entrance, and in so much as you can gather, they are glaring menacingly at you.
Oh, that's a lot of eyes glaring at us, all set. I think we pissed them off royally.
8
Maybe
each.
we tossed in some Molotov cocktails. What do you think?
Oh, Ellie, you seem a bit flustered here. What is it?
There's no truth.
I think Ali says yes. Throw the Molotovs.
No, no, no.
Well, I have a couple, but
How flammable is Crimson Minotaur?
oh, it's been tested.
It's pretty
it's like
flammable.
1,000 Kelvin, I think, or something.
It's napalm.
Alset has the first test cans that didn't make it to shelves.
So,
all right, Ali.
yeah.
What do you want? What do you want to do then, Ali?
Is that the kind you had me try that kept me up for 5 weeks straight?
Yeah, that's what you were drinking last week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want to not fight a bunch of spiders that you pissed off.
So then,
Why?
well, I mean, it's very challenging. I mean, the
To
way
not
we-
throw acid at spiders, at giant spiders, all set?
They were charging us. I had to defend myself.
Mhm. It
Roll
was either
deception.
it was
Can't we fly over the canopy in the
It was-
same direction? And
I mean,
see
Ali,
what
it was either us or them, and we had to do what we had to do.
one of
You
those
went
things
there.
could bite you in half.
Exactly. I had a crazy vision when we first flew in there of a halfling being eaten by a spider. Don't ask me why I saw that, but I saw it in my mind, and it was just terrifying. And so Alset, I think, saw the same vision, right?
Well,
Alset?
he's a gnome.
Yes. And we only know one halfling. So.
Exactly. So we decided to act.
All set. You are almost the same size as I am.
I'm actually.
I think he's like 4 foot tall, aren't you?
And he's
Yeah.
wearing his lifts. So,
All right, so we're
I'm
running.
for-
Are we
He's
telling-
wearing his lift.
So as we're arguing, I'm guessing the spiders have converged all around us now.
no,
No,
they
No,
are
we said they're not
watching.
moving. They're
They
just
are
glaring.
watching you intently.
Okay. All right. Fine. Ali, here. I'll fly her up to the edge of the tunnel. And I'm like, just go ahead and yell something toward them and see what they say, and I'll hold her out.
Do I start on the left or the right?
Straight down the middle. Go for it.
Leroy!
I think you should do it. That'll be a good time to wolf out there, buddy.
Yeah, I'm
All
not
right.
sure if anybody has a backup character.
Here's a compromise.
Not for this campaign.
You
All right,
do
guys.
Leroy.
We're
I'm
gonna end this
gonna go
campaign
way.
right now. Let's go.
Can we fly over this canopy of trees in the same direction and see what we can see?
It'll take longer time to do that, of course, which you are time limited when it comes to your pilot, and you're also weight limited when it comes to the specific aircraft.
Remember, Marty has a healthy -1 for his strength.
A healthy -1.
Oh yeah, very healthy.
Yeah, let's see. I don't have anything.
But anyways, I'm holding
my
Ali out.
teleportation stuff is kind of short range.
I'm holding Ali out towards the spiders. Is there anything you want to say to them, Ali, to try to calm them down?
Allie just
Well, then you see this is what we had to do, and then I'll put her down.
Maybe if you find that giant pig we heard, they might like that.
Well, we could, I don't know, we could always maybe shoo some wilderness animals in there and have them devour them, and then we just sneak in.
Nice.
Maybe we should toss that doppelganger body down there.
We left that like way back in the trees like a day ago.
A day ago, yeah.
Yeah, I got this doppelganger head. But never mind.
Just toss the head in. There you go,
mean,
Spidey.
I mean-
for spiders.
I mean, Tusk. I mean, how spry are you? I could always make you invisible, and you could always try to sneak your way into the place.
Last time I tried to stealth, I almost fell in some water and gave my location away.
That's true. That's true. My memory is a bit hazy on that here.
Let's
'Cause
see. I am at actually +2 for dexterity. So
all right.
not too
Well, I
terrible.
mean, also, if you want to, I mean, I'd have to burn my last big magic use for the day here, but I can fly us over the canopy, I imagine.
At least 10 minutes worth.
But I don't know. I mean, what's the plan once we get? I mean, the city seems overrun with giant spiders. I don't think that's a good thing for us to be jumping into.
Well, this might be the. This could not even be connected to the city, or it could be their protection. Who knows?
How about we set up a camp and you turn invisible and fly around and figure out what's going on?
Well, I can't do both.
Oh, are they both concentration?
Yes, I can only do
Okay.
one or the other. I can't do both.
Well, he can fly around. I could use my spy glasses to, do some recon. He could fly me around.
Okay. Ellie and I will look.
We can
for,
do it at night because we got a little bit of, night
you guys do
vision
recon.
action.
We'll collect animals, I guess, down here and decide if we want to do that plan.
Ellie, are you good with that plan?
As long as I get to go
Or,
in this direction.
or I could always Alset. What do you think? What if we fit, Tusk with several large spikes, and I just drop him like a bomb onto the spiders?
I don't think it'll be enough spike. We could put the alchemist fire on him with the spikes.
All right. Well, we'll say
And,
yes. So that might be a good backup plan here. Okay. Well,
flaming tusk, a smoldering tusk.
that could be actually a pretty cool image for a new ready-to-drink can. We can have a angry half-orc just flying down. All right. So I'm sorry, I got distracted. What are we doing?
Building a large wooden badger, I think.
Do I get to kill things?
I have this idea for a trebuchet.
So now the other thing that seemed kind of clear while you were looking in there, this would be both Alset and Marty as you were close enough. Like I said, the canopy looked more dense below the city than above the city, so you could probably travel under it. Just making sure you understand that you don't necessarily have to fly above.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we have two very short people here. They might be able to sneak their way underneath.
Well, under as in it's still like 20 plus feet above ground.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Right.
Never mind.
So you could pass. The idea being you could pass right by it and never even know you passed by it.
Ah.
And you would have had you guys not found it.
All right. Well, Alset is the more tactical minded of us here. What do you think? Well,
I think it's a good idea. Let's do that.
All right.
Which plan? Going over?
What time of day is it right now?
You're midday still. So say 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter too much because we got dark vision. But still, what's the lighting in the trees? Is it pretty dark in there, or is it?
In the tree city itself, the canopy above is thin enough that the sunlight shines in. So they have skylights, if you will.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I'm ready to go then.
All right. Well, Ali and Tusk, you'll remain here then, yes?
I guess so.
All right. Fine.
Are
All right.
we
I will.
collecting the animals for that plan B?
I think that might be a good plan B, Tusk. Yes.
Yes, stampede some animals down this tunnel
That's true. Yes.
into the spider's grasp.
So,
All right.
So then Ali and Tusk are going to be on the ground? Yes?
Guess so.
Unless Ali wants to go, I can carry two small individuals, I believe. But Tusk might need some help with the animals here. What do you think, Ali?
Just got some animal handling action.
We'll stay down here where the spiders are not.
Well, all right, we'll bring spiders back to you. Okay.
No.
Let's go.
No.
And I'll cast fly on myself again, and we'll head off.
Ali just swears.
Over and over and over.
All right. Yeah.
And cut.
Yeah, so I'll burn my last level 3 spell slot. Although I do have sorcery points, so I can get one of those back if I need to. But I will burn my last one, and I will fly me and Alset. I'll have Alset guiding me here. I'll put my goggles on, and I'll pilot us in.
So you're going to be flying above and just seeing what you can figure out from.
I thought we were going underneath, Alset, or do you want to go above?
From underneath, you wouldn't be able to see up in because.
Yeah. So you want to go above then, Alset, right?
The floor is thick.
Yeah, I guess whatever was easiest.
All right, we're going over, and then he's going to look down with his spy glass as we are.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to say that. Actually, let's do it this way. Marty, let's do either a wisdom or intelligence, and what you're rolling for is how well you know how far you can fly before it runs out.
Okay. Probably not very well, I would imagine. But
we're going to find out. It's really guessing at that 10-minute time frame, right? And how far you can go.
You said just a straight wisdom check?
Wisdom or intelligence, whatever you'd prefer.
I mean, I guess it'd be intelligence because he's trying to figure out how long it would take him to do that. So I would say intelligence. 15.
Yeah. So you're pretty good at guessing how far you can go. And hey, Randy likes us. Thanks, Randy.
Hey, you're welcome.
I didn't know we could do that.
Sweet, man.
You just have to go like it, man. Anyway, you can do that? So you get a good idea, and what you know based on the timing. Hey, thanks, Anthony. That's actually a real person listening on Facebook or listening.
Is that through Facebook? You can do that.
Yeah, we're on both Facebook, and you may see the comments actually in there where Bridget was telling us to loot the body. Anthony said game on, and Randy said who's there. Uh, so you've got a good idea of how far you're going to be able to travel. And again, I'm just going to base it off the 15. You figure out yourself a route, right? Now, what is below you? And then it'll be all up to you how between yourself and Alset, you're both going to be able to see this. Alset, you'll see a little more fine detail, and I'd like to get a perception check from you so I can see if I can throw anything else extra in there.
Is this a regular perception check, or
Yeah.
getting bonus with advantage with the spy glasses or not?
What do the spyglasses say? Is there any actual mechanical 5th edition advantage to that?
Yes. Well, yeah. So for the technical thing, it just says objects viewed through a spyglass are magnified to twice their size.
Okay.
So I guess it would give me better detail from further away. But I don't know if that would be advantage worthy or not.
It will be. Wow. I'm trying to think of a goofy way to handle this, and I think I have. You're going to roll a perception check. And if it's below 10, we're going to double it. Because you're going to see things twice as close.
All right.
But if you already see them good, it won't matter. All right, so it's going to be 4. Nice, buddy. So we'll double your 2 to a 4. Add the +2
really
bonus.
crushing it,
Yeah.
man.
So he's the wrong side, so everything looks farther.
That's what, everything's tiny. It's like looking through a peephole.
I'm flipping my lenses on my god. What? This is the right one.
So perhaps part of it is the motion of Marty
up.
trying to cover a lot of area. It's got the wind in your
Getting
eyes.
dizzy up here, man.
And you got
or 2.
perhaps you're tearing up or something.
Or the same.
So from what you can see above, first off, when it was rumored to be, or the legends say it's a city in the trees, you can see, indeed, city. It is large. Like you could see probably thousands of people able to live in this area. The trees themselves are several years ago perfectly manicured for this purpose of covering the top just enough to let light in. So you're seeing in, down between leaves, etc., but you can see, buildings at multiple levels within the trees. The city itself looks like from the base of the canopy. Now remember, this is, so from the floor, from the actual earth up to the floor of Elf City, is anywhere between 20 and 30 feet, depending, okay, approximate. And then between that floor canopy and the actual sky canopy is another 20 to 40 feet. So there's almost 100-foot tall trees in almost this entire area. And the in-between, the actual city part of the sandwich here, is lots and lots of wooden buildings that the stairs wrap around the trees in spiral fashions. There are, full wraparound decks. Most of the quote unquote buildings themselves are really just hollowed out parts of the trees. And it is very much in touch with nature. However, there's still plenty of wooden construction, right? There are trees that were probably cut down or branches used as railings and stairs, and there are a lot of bridges that go between the trees. So within the city, plenty of ways to travel. And based on the amount you can cover in that 10 minutes, it looks like at least half of it is overrun with spiders, and you are not able to see any other living things from your flyby and Elset's performance.
Yep. All right, I'll yell out to him. All settled, man. Do we have what we need?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, good, because I'm almost out of flight time. So let me go ahead and pilot us back.
We don't want to land here.
No, we don't want to land here. No crash landings here. All right, so I'll fly us back over, and I will drop down, and we shall share our knowledge with the group. Yes.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile,
looks like it's overrun by spiders.
Yeah. So as we land, I pick a bug out of my tooth. I need to get some. Also, I might need to have some sort of facial covering here. We might need to come up with something like that here when we fly. But anyways, Tusk, how did the animal wrangling go? Yes, you had 10 minutes. I'm assuming you got quite a few animals.
meanwhile, so should we actually get animals or just let them do their thing?
What occurred to me when Jason said that Marty pulled a bug out of his teeth, maybe you should just collect bugs. I mean, spiders eat bugs, don't they?
Yeah, true.
Also, how are we going to get a bunch of animals to giant spiders in tall trees?
A lot of pointy sticks and a bunch
No.
of squirrels.
No, reasonably.
She had to bring in the
There
R
are
word.
stupid answers here.
Good
Damn
point. I'm not the person to communicate to animals and have them sacrifice themselves. I'm no druid. I just kill them and eat them when I'm wandering the wild. So this seems like a bad idea. Let's just wait till they get back.
Let's just wait till they get back. In the meantime, Ali finds out that apparently energy drinks are not actually flammable. Fun fact.
Try as you might. You need a different kind of fire, perhaps.
Not in the
Now
real
they're
world.
not.
Yeah. Radiant damage, perhaps.
Crimson Minotaur, first flammable energy drink.
Mhm.
The beta did not go so well.
Yeah. All right, so the next step might be.
So they come back down. We
Oh, yeah.
decided that would be too big of a hassle and just waited for you guys to get back.
All right, fine.
Reasonable way to get a bunch of animals to the spiders. So
All right, fine. Well, what do we think? I mean, we literally saw no one in the city, right, Alseth? There was no one there except for spiders, it looked like.
Unless the people are the spiders now. I don't
Oh
know.
my.
It's a weird part of it.
Nope.
This is how it is on this side of the
Nope.
world. They're
All right. Well, I mean,
a
Ali,
weird
this is
country.
Ali, this is your show here. I mean, we're on here trying to find out what happened to your village and to your sister. What do you think we should do? You think this might not even be the city? Yes.
Listen, I was trying to figure it out too, and now there's giant spiders.
Yeah, did I
Um,
notice any writing anywhere, Joe?
Yes.
Unfortunately,
writing.
Elsa didn't notice much.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was
Got a
there
little
anything
busy.
in the book about spiders?
did you check any houses, see if there's any papers or anything?
Well, we weren't landing. That
Yeah.
was
No, we
not- no
were
landing
flying
zone.
above places.
It's overrun by these spiders. At least what we saw in the city.
Was there anything in the book about like elves or spiders or anything of this nature?
It would require some time and interpretation. There's nothing too obvious. Now remember, it's written in a lot of broken English, broken Common, and the kobold who was writing seemed like he was just making notes for himself. So it's not really a coherent story, and it requires a bit of effort to make anything out of it. So if there's a bit of effort you'd like to put into the book, perhaps we can figure that out.
I'll get on it.
Get right
Yeah, I'm gonna
on
take
it.
the version that we had talked about that Allie tried to write out based on what she got from Allset. She's gonna see if she can find even just keyword, just spiders, elves, the city, or if she can find anything about that the phrase that as the whatever the hell.
So this is investigation intelligence. In this case, trying to find what we're looking for in the almost incoherent writings of a hybrid kobold priest. Yeah, 4's not
Wow.
going to do it.
Wow.
We are loaded up
Well,
with
shit,
4s
guys, I forgot
tonight.
how to read.
Well, it's not so much you forgot how to read. There's just nothing new there. Nothing screams elf, tree, city, spider.
Spider.
No, it's all just the same stuff you had been reading about, them raiding towns, looking for crude platinum for their master, and when they didn't find it, sometimes, or even when they did find it, sometimes taking people to work in the mines, and a little bit of the history of the dragon, and then it became a Dracolich, and they're still waiting for its return, etc., etc. A lot of that still, but nothing that leads you towards what would explain how an elven city in the trees is now overrun by spiders.
Well, I don't really know what to do with this. The only other connections that I could think of, other than just straight up trying to sneak back into Belshire and hoping that we find something, would be to see if we can find the mines. But I don't even know if it's close to here, or
I think
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm
we
not-
should.
I'm not messing around with a bunch
I
of
think
giant
sneaking
spiders.
into a place to try and find stuff sounds like a splendid idea.
I mean, yeah. But
So,
That's me.
so we're in agreement. We're all leaving here. There's nothing for us to gain.
I don't know. I think there's probably a lot of good stuff here. We just need to decide whether it's worth the risk of going into Spider Town.
Hmm.
Because we've got no information. I'd like to get something out of this town since we're already
Tusk.
here.
Yeah, Tusk, what's your vote, old man?
I'm good with checking the building, seeing if the elves went somewhere else, if they left anything behind.
All right,
or
well-
going back as well. Either way is fine.
regardless,
we're
we're
here
sneaking
now,
in
so-
somewhere.
All right. Well, we have. It
Well
seems
said.
like Allset is in the mindset of going into the town here. Seems like Tusk goes either way, and then Ali is wanting to leave.
Listen, I just don't want to go mess with a bunch of giant spiders without an actual plan. That's all I'm saying.
Ali, it's us. Come on here. We always have a plan. Always.
Do
right,
we?
right. Allset always has a plan, right, old man?
Sometimes improvisation is the plan.
Exactly. That is still part of the plan. All right, fine. Well, we know that we cannot probably go in there straight up here. There's a place underneath that we can maybe sneak up under from. What do you think?
Whichever gets us by around the spiders. That's
Well,
what
I
I'm
can't fly. I can't fly all of us over there in that amount of time. So I think maybe going under would be the right
Yeah.
way to go.
Do you
we know-
remember how far out you went before you hit the city? So we can navigate from underneath?
Yes, I pull out my mage hand and I have a brilliant diagram drawn out showing how far I went around things. At least what I think I did. I don't even know if it's really true or not because Marty just learned how to fly. But yes, there's a brilliant depiction of me flying all over the city here. It makes no sense at all. But here you are, Ali.
He's just showing you a page in
Thank-
his Marty comic book and impressing
Thank you.
really.
I appreciate your
See,
thought of yourself.
See this down here. This was you and Tusk herding a bunch of animals, but I have to erase this here and make an edit on it now because it's obviously you guys do not do this, and now it's going to be considered false, and that's liable. I can't do that.
All right.
All right.
Can,
Well,
you make, can you make my beard a little fluffier in that one?
of course I'll settle in that. I can make it fluffy all day, and I'll just have Mage Hand just go over there and just add a little bit of texture and fluff
Ooh,
to it.
that's
What's
nice.
this
I like
blank
that.
spot on my head?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about that. Me and Tusk have plans for that part of your head, old man.
Bravo,
All right, let's-
Randy. It's curiously in the shape of a Crimson Minotaur can.
Yeah, we're gonna get a tattoo.
That's
on
where he crushed all of his cans.
Yeah.
It's a bald- That's why he has a bald spot right there.
Crotch arm wrestle talk.
All right, well, let us go inside the.
Maybe I can challenge the spiders to an arm wrestling contest.
Well, maybe you can be their leader.
Who's good at nature, folks?
I'm decent. I got some
Steve
decent
Irwin.
nature skills.
What are we looking at for your nature skill modifier there?
I'm
+4.
+4 as well.
Okay.
Strangely enough.
0.
So zero's not good. Well, negatives are even worse.
Actually, my wisdom in general is a 0, but it says +4 on nature because it's
Okay.
checked.
Probably, yeah, because it's proficient. Yeah,
I have a +2 in nature.
okay.
I was intelligence based, so it's +1.
So between Ulset and Tusk, one of the things that you do know about spiders is they can sense when things touch their webs. And Ulset, you and Marty had already seen that most of the place is covered in webs, so you definitely want to find a strategic area to enter.
I think what he means is that we want to burn the place down. Is what he's trying. To
There's that too.
no, that would be plan C or D.
That far
awfully
down on the list?
Early on in the
Well, you know.
alphabet.
I'm trying to,
Mm-hmm.
I want to try to get some information. He's all for the information. He's definitely willing to risk a lot just to get a little bit of information because that's his thing.
Okay. So do you? I
Yeah.
guess where I'm going with that is,
Yeah, we're take the long way around.
Yeah, you guys are going to have to I mean, you need a brilliant plan, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Just saying we're going to approach it from underneath. I need a little more than that so that I don't just give you. I mean, I can just give you a 50-50 shot of touching spider webs or not. I'd rather you come up with a plan that might avoid it altogether and see what we can come up with.
Did any of you see a well fortified-ish building that we could use to get up to immediately?
I mean, I really couldn't see very much. I was concentrating on not crashing here. All it was my eyes.
Oh.
Do you want to try again?
Yeah, I was kind of dizzy up there. He was moving too fast.
Well, maybe we could fashion some sort of flying rig next time with a little mini gyroscope under there. Also, that way it keeps your center of balance stable while we're flying around.
Yeah, like a steady cam.
Yes, yes. I don't know what a steady cam is, but I like the sound of it.
Don't worry about it. That's something I'm working on.
There's a guy named Steady Cameron from that first town.
Yeah.
I would never move.
Yes,
you could jump around.
Tusk, you know I'm terrible with names, man. You know I'm terrible.
The Crimson Minotaur's steady gnome harness.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean,
can we start like a diversion someplace else to get their attention, and we go on the opposite end somehow?
You've done that once already, so sure.
I can fly up to the tunnelway, and I can just fire some fire bolts down at them, and try to again catch some of the surrounding area on fire and see if they start drawing their way towards me, and then you guys can move underneath.
That'll be something at least.
If you guys want me to keep them busy, I could just also run from them and lead them away if you want.
I mean, you two are the smaller one. You two are the smaller ones. Maybe me and Tusk are diversions.
Yeah, but we don't move that fast either.
Well, you might not need to if we are diverting them correctly.
If you keep them busy, yeah.
I don't know. What do you think, Ali?
Keep pulling on their webs.
Actually, yeah. I'm not against that.
Here's an interesting thought here.
Look, this is a plan that Allie's for. We should just go with it right now. No more talking.
Listen, I'm not in the direct path of the spiders. You are. I'm over here. I'm fine with it.
All right. I mean, Tusk, what do you think, old man? Do you think we're up to the challenge?
Let's do this.
All right. And I mean, I do have an ace up my sleeve. I think that could be a good distraction for them. I'll release it if it comes down to that, Tusk.
I'll leave you to plan the path on the go, and then I'll just hit the webs as we go.
Do spiders have any natural enemies, all set? Do you know?
Do I know, Joe?
No.
Giant humans?
Humans
fleet
that
of
throw
Aarakocra?
Yeah, gnomes that throw acid bubbles at them, I guess.
I'm going to say, no, I don't. I mean,
Yeah,
just a quick look at the monster manual kind of thing. No.
30-foot shoe.
Now, it is one of those things that
giants.
It's a tradition that, especially with webs being flammable, that spiders will indeed run away from fire. But that doesn't mean that they won't kill you because you're not on fire.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll think of something. All right. So, do you want us to give you like to a count of 10 after we start shooting, and then start going? So, you hear the fire bolts go off, and then Tusk, you yell something derogatory about the spider's mothers, and then we will again get them to funnel through the tunnel, and then you guys can make your way through.
Sounds good. I'm gonna rip up my shirt a bit more and collect some rocks and make some slings, like bullets and stuff I can use to go and hit web and distract more. Whatever I need to do to get them to pay attention to us.
Sounds good. I like it.
I had not anticipated you guys actually fighting a city full of giant spiders. So
Neither
we're not trying to fight them.
Oh,
We're
there's
just
no
trying
fighting.
to sneak. We're trying to sneak in and get some.
We're trying to make a distraction big enough that they can get in, and then we can.
We
run
don't
away.
want to fight at all.
So we're going to keep this kind of theater of the mind here, unless we get into some battle, in which case I'll just drag some giant spiders onto the screen for us to beat up. So the distraction is Tusk.
Tusk and Marty. I'm gonna fly up. I'm gonna climb up to the tunnel because I don't have fly anymore. I'm gonna fire off a bunch of fire bolts to try to catch some of the area on fire, and get a nutmeg, and then Tusk will be making several rude comments about the spiders and trying to get them to come after us here. And once that happens,
yeah, I'll probably slam the web that's near us and the tree and just yell stuff about their moms and whatnot.
Yep. And then once they hear that, that's Allie and Alsep's cue to sneak into the city if they can.
All right. Tell you what, let's take Marty and Tusk. There is no antagonize skill. Let's do a performance, deception,
intimidation, maybe.
Intimidation.
Yeah.
Well, we're not trying to scare them away. We're trying to lead them in, lure them in more.
Yeah, I mean, I would go with whatever,
Agitation.
however you want to describe it to the skill that you want to use. I'm saying performance, deception, intimidation. These things could work.
Okay. I mean, I'm shooting fireballs at them. Not fireballs, fire bolts at them. So while he's yelling things, so we're just going to be out there making as much noise as we can, and I'll be finger gunning fire bolts back and forth. This is a cantrip, and I can do it as many times as I want.
Yeah.
I'll probably do intimidation just because I'm stronger in it.
Okay.
Not to scare them, but more to aggravate them.
Ooh,
You're going to aggro.
That's not good for performance on me.
Better, but not the best.
Okay. Well, between the two of you, you're able to get something going, but what you're doing isn't necessarily going to give an advantage to the other two. So let's go with Alset and Allie. Describe to me what you're doing.
I'm just trying to be precise and slow and methodical about dodging spider webs as I work our way into some of the buildings.
But you need to climb up trees first to get there.
Right, yeah.
Okay. So let's start with athletics or acrobatics to get up there, because it's not necessarily an easy task. If it were, then the elves would have done a poor job of designing their city. They made it easy for you to approach from the ground.
I don't have any good climbing skills, do I? No.
Allie, that wasn't a particularly good athletics roll.
We would have waited till they got
13 gets you up a tree, though. I gotta give you that.
Probably, right?
Yeah, we would have waited for them to get in position before we started.
Yeah. These are going to happen at the same time. A coordinated effort.
Ooh.
All right, so 10, 13, that's going to get you up there. Again, it just doesn't give you any specific benefit or advantage in your ability to climb. So it's not like you scampered up the tree and you're getting exactly where you want as quick as you want. It's just taking some time.
Slow and methodical.
Yeah, there you go.
Very slow.
Yeah.
Very slow.
Big
tree, little arms.
You get up one of the trees, and the tree you've chosen has some spider webs that come off of it here and there. They're easy enough to avoid because they're very large, being giant spiders. You're not too far. You're maybe 2 trees away from one of the larger buildings. Where you are is kind of like a platform. And then it's a bridge that leads to another tree, and then a bridge that leads to a building over there. So you'll need to take some time, or however you want to go about trying to sneak through there. There are spiders around, but if you avoid the webs, they might not pay attention to you.
That is the plan.
Yeah, that'll definitely be the forefront of my concerns.
All right. So I do want combination stealth and smoothness. I know we don't have a smooth stat here. I'm thinking cool from Cyberpunk kind of thing. But anyway. Yeah. I'll go with wisdom. Get each of you, or both of you, or one of you, or both each. I want 4 rolls here. Give me a stealth and a wisdom, please.
Stealth?
Yeah.
That one's gonna suck real bad.
I thought you had I thought you had some uncanny stealth stuff or something.
You know what I do? I don't actually remember what it says though, so hold on.
Naturally stealthy. You can attempt to hide even when you are obscured by only a creature that is at least one size larger. I don't know how that would work. Anyway,
and not too easy because you have to be moving for this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not saying it wouldn't work. Holy crap.
Never gonna get another one of those again.
So,
right.
Yeah. So, there's your stealth. Now give me a wisdom roll, please.
Oh.
Is this a save or what?
Just straight up wisdom check.
Wisdom check.
Yes. And this is really just paying attention to where you put your feet and making sure you're walking. How many tens are you gonna roll,
I guess I'm
Chris?
just gonna keep rolling tens all night.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a 17.
I mean, at least it's not ones.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so there's more than once, Allie, you kind of step in a spot that causes the bridge to sway a little when you don't want it to, but you're moving so quietly that it doesn't really make that much of a difference. You're able to get across to the next tree and then across the bridge to the building. And when I say building, I'll give you a description of it. You can tell me if it's good or not. So it's a tree that's kind of hollowed out. Again, a full wraparound wooden deck that kind of goes from large branch to large branch. But this tree that is hollowed out, in addition to that, there's more like trunks added around the outside, so to speak. The tree itself is only about 20 feet wide here, which is substantially wider than it was at the base, by the way. So it's a unique shape to these trees. But there's plenty of wood added around, and it's open. There's no actual door. It's just a doorway. There's no spiders in this spot. There are some webs, but we've already gone through the rolls of being able to get around there without much of a problem. And inside the building itself, this is definitely a large family residence based on what you can see. A few beds, there's 4 beds. There's a cooking area. It's one big open floor plan. There are no walls at all. Everything looks like probably several years out of repair. Does not look like spiders have come in here much, if at all. There are no real footprints on the floor. You actually leave footprints in the dust as you're moving around. And it looks like this specific building, this residence, was vacated quickly. There's a table with silverware on it, with rotten food on the plates that are still on the table. There are cups sitting on the table, long empty, evaporated, and there are things just kind of left around. The beds are made, but it looks like they left in a hurry.
Any
Whatever
signs
happened
of like
here.
any dead bodies or blood stains or like somebody was
No.
attacked?
No, well, give me a perception roll on that.
Alright.
What's Allie thinking at this point?
I mean, I can only assume that this was because of the spiders. I can't think of what reason that they would come up on it like that.
Holy crap, Elsa. You got a 20.
See it all.
That's your
Going
first
through my goggles.
That's your first crit tonight, right?
Yeah, going through my goggles to see if I can see anything weird.
I was gonna say, take the goggles off. Holy crap, I can see. Right? But you notice moving around some stuff under a couple of the layers of dust near the table. You can see a broken part of one of the chairs. It looks like it got broken, but it hadn't like fallen over. You can see there's a little bit of a dark stain in the wood of the floor there, and under the top layers of dust, you can tell that there are footprints that, because you got a 20, I'm going to tell you, match the non-toed feet of that blue creature you just dissected. The footprints in the ground match that next to elven footprints. That's what you get with a 20.
That's interesting.
So what you think?
Is there any kind of journal in this place, or
It looks like
the beds?
the wall itself, the wood of the tree, serves as the family's journal. And you read Elvish, right?
Yep.
Throughout,
I can read everything, but I also speak.
it's just a lot of descriptions of the family. So they had 2 adults, 2 children, and you can see things like how tall they were at certain ages, what their favorite foods were, things that they did as a family, and it really is like a really nicely done scrapbook on the wall and carvings. Nothing non-family related there. Aside from that, in a desk in one edge, again, it's mainly circular, not exactly a circle because it's out of a tree, but there's a desk in one towards one side near the larger beds, and in that desk, you do see what could be a journal, but it's more like a catalog of things. It looks like whoever lived here cataloged the wilderness creatures in the area. So you see things like black squirrel, brown squirrel, fox, and just a bunch of different creatures that you might expect to see in an area like this. And as part of that, like the second half of this catalog details things that seem to be more out of the ordinary. And there are things about other humanoid races, including a race of shape changers that, based on what you can see there, looks like it's later in the catalog, so it was more recent. And
Is it dated at all?
it is not dated, but everything here looks to be several years old, so it would probably be several years ago.
One of my guys check out the ink.
There you go.
I will definitely keep this catalog.
And the timing of that isn't far off from the timing of Belshire getting raided. It's not exact, but the timing isn't that far off.
That is in there. I will
Best
relay
guess.
that piece of information to Allie.
Yeah.
Huh.
So
Weird times.
it looks like what happened here happened within a couple years of the Belshire thing happening, and this being a day away, could be some linkage.
Are there any buildings we can get to that are more not a residence, more of a town, like the town hall, or that something that would be it was town oriented, community oriented, besides the residents that aren't overrun by spiders.
So here's where I want to shift the focus back to Tusk and Marty for a minute here, and think it's been a solid 7, 8, 9 minutes that since you've launched your first firebolt and made your first "your mama had 7 legs" joke. They or maybe 9. Either way, right? And you haven't heard anything from them yet. I don't. How long do you wait? I don't know if it was agreed upon time.
Does it seem like the spiders are focused on us? That was our goal, to be as big of a distraction to keep them.
Yeah. You actually. Would you each, both Marty and Tusk, roll a perception roll, please?
Of course.
Yep.
Ooh, natural 20.
Oh my goodness, Martin!
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, so
Mine's not terrible.
Marty, first describe your firebolt tactic again. I know you said you were just launching them finger guns, but
yeah. So looking down there, I'm trying to aim I'm trying to keep myself at the edge of the range of firebolt, 120 feet down, and firing at them. And so as they start scurrying in, I fire some at their feet to try to get them to go around. And then I'm also when they seem to be maybe pulling back, lighting some of the trees on fire with a little bit of embers on there. And all while Tusk, my right hand man, is hurling insults and derogatory things towards them.
Yeah. Okay, so after 5 minutes or so, you notice, especially Marty, right in front of you, you could just see, especially in the flashes of the firebolts, eyes and eyes and eyes, all these spider eyes just kind of flashing back at you. And after several minutes, it looks like there are less of them.
Uh-oh.
And more than once, towards the side of this area that you're firebolting, you see what is most likely, almost definitely, the flashing of spider eyes farther to either side of it, like they might be starting to come around.
All right, Tusk. I think we did a good job here because they're starting to come around the sides towards us. What do you think, old man?
Did we set up some sort of signal for them to give us? Did they find anything? Because
You know what, Tusk? That's good thinking. We should have had about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, we're just going to set the forest on fire and they'll know.
all right, I'm just gonna bang this sword that I was given from you and my axe together. Just maybe give them some sort of Morse code ish thing.
All right, Morse code. I don't know if I think Alsit probably knows it, but go ahead, Tusk. You know Morse code?
Being a mercenary, he may have picked up SOS or something like that.
All right, well,
Probably that's probably.
I'll keep firing some firebolts out there, and let's see how it works. I'll keep my eyes on the edges to see if they're making their way around to us. If they get too close, I'm gonna start pulling back. I'm gonna start me and Tusk start falling back because we are trying to pull them away from the city.
Okay. They are continuing, but not like aggressively. It was really only that you barely notice they're just kind of moving away, and
Okay.
almost to what you had said, Jason, where you're shooting your finger guns at their feet, make them dance, make them move back a little bit. They were doing that, and it just looked like they may have been finding a wider
Okay.
pattern to stay away from, but you definitely notice they seem to be coming closer to. Like,
Okay.
given the chance, you guys could be dinner.
Okay, all right, Tusk. I don't fancy being spider food here tonight. How goes the Morse code? Do you think you sent off the message?
I do it about 3 to 4 times before. All right, that should be enough for him to have heard it. To at least know something's up.
Okay,
so
all right. So
let's get our distance.
all right, time to run, and we'll turn and we'll start to make our way away from there, I guess.
Okay. At that point, as Alset and Ali are investigating that building, that residence, you notice the flashes from the firebolt stop.
Okay.
Uh,
I would still like to get one more building that's not a residence investigated.
well, hopefully our comrades are all right. I think as long as we
Yeah,
keep a
I
close eye
heard.
out.
I heard some clashing of Tusk's weapons. I told him to use coconuts, but he keeps using a sword and whatever he's carrying. I don't know. It's too loud. It's too loud.
So Tusk,
Coconuts.
you're certain that code was to get out quickly, right? You're confident that they understood that, yes? As we're running away?
Yes. Alset told me to use my nuts, but I had no idea what he meant by that. So
All right. Well,
I'd rather use my weapons.
you had the other creatures. You had the other creatures nuts,
Got
didn't
2
you?
leather bags and he's bagging them together.
I only have 1 pair. I don't have 2,
Well,
and
you
that
just-
would be more of a.
You separate the pair and then you smack them together, is what I imagined he was talking about.
I didn't have time to sun dry them and then hit them together.
All right, fine. As we're running away, we're having this conversation.
Outstanding. Do you think you're running in the direction of where Alset and Ali went up the tree?
We'd probably be parallelly going back.
Yeah, we're trying to pull them away from that
Okay.
area. So we're not trying to run them exactly to where they were at. We're trying to
Okay.
go away.
All right, Alset, Ali. I'll need a roll to get to the next building, the next tree that looks like a building, and here you're going to have this almost the same thing. You've got to travel over 2 bridges to bridge that gap to get to the next building. So give
another
me
athletics.
give me a stealth roll and then a wisdom check, please.
Can I also do a perception? Because if they start going in, Tusk's going to stop and continue, even if a detriment of getting hit. He's going to still try to keep them away.
From where you are, you can't see them. You're not even sure where they are at this
Yeah.
point.
He can see the spiders, though. He can see
Oh,
their
the spiders. Yeah.
You
I
can see
mean, if
spiders
you're-
attacking us, yes, but
Right.
not the ones going towards them, though, if there are any.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oof.
Ooh.
Oh, hey.
Hey, don't you have that lucky thing there, Alan? You got a lucky thing? You
I think
reroll.
that's for attacks.
Oh, those
I think it's
things.
any
Halfling, I thought was
D20,
your
isn't it?
Hold on.
Halfling
Ability
luck
check,
is
saving throw.
any
Yeah, anything.
D20, really.
Anything.
Yeah.
It's anything.
And you could even have a feat at some point that lets other people re-roll because you could be
Yep.
super lucky.
The lucky feat.
Yeah.
Wait, so what do I just get to re-roll it?
You get
If it's
to
a one, you
re-roll
can re-roll.
one.
You can do it. You can do it one. Yeah, you can roll ones.
What's
Only on rolling when you roll a 1. Oh, that's nice.
I
Yeah.
thought it was only when you rolled a 1.
Okay, yeah, I did not roll 1. I just rolled very badly.
Oh, okay. Well then.
Oh,
then
that's
never
right.
mind.
It's not red.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's not. So, as me and Tusk are running, I think that they're probably doing very well in there, don't you think, Tusk?
Yes, but
Outstanding.
let's just keep an eye on the spiders, just in
Oh,
case.
of course.
Okay.
Of course.
So, Allset and Allie, you both trip on the same large spider web at the same time,
Uh-oh.
and there is like a hush for a moment, and then you hear the sounds of many spider legs clacking as they start to come at you from the direction where the firebolts were being shot. Now, from where you are, that's a good, gosh, like 200 feet away. But from an almost hushed sound of an unpopulated city to the sound of, I don't know, a whole bunch of giant spider legs start to move towards you. And you can see them. It's still daytime. We're going to say it's probably 2 in the afternoon now. There's still sun streaming through the canopy, the tree canopy above you. And you can see the spiders just skirting through the sun's rays towards you.
How far away are they?
Far
200 feet,
enough that
200 feet.
I'm going to say
So-
far enough that my skin is itching as I'm talking about it. But now the area they're coming from immediately was a spot where the firebolts had been distracting them, and then all around you hear the sound of more moving. So the closest to you, probably about 50 feet.
So how much time can I get inside this building to look? One round or one roll worth of
Give me,
investigation?
well, first off, if you want to take a guess at how long it would take, I want an investigation check.
All right.
This is
Investigation my
knowledge.
bread and butter.
How far away is that building, calculated by how many spider legs are coming at me, divided by the square root of 3, which isn't too helpful.
Meanwhile, Alex
He
is
rolled
like,
a
you
3.
are not.
Yeah.
Just stay close.
Okay.
Stay close to me.
You think you might be able to get in there and either look around for a couple seconds or grab something and run,
Yeah.
but you
that works.
also think there's a pretty good chance you can't.
Well, I say it's worth it. Just
All right.
follow me, Alex. Trust me.
She will. She'll
Ac-
do it.
Just stay close, though.
Acrobatics checks for the both of you.
Can
This
I do
is-
athletics instead?
Um,
Just book it.
I'm going to go with acrobatics here because it's speed more than strength.
Oof.
Damn.
Not too fast.
Balls again. Same way.
Okay.
So, wow. And so Alset's got a 2, Allie's got a 16. Allie, you get there several steps ahead of Alset. You can see behind Alset is a spider that's just legging its way over the bridge about 15 feet behind Alset. But you reach the doorway first, and inside this looks like a kind of a common meeting area. I don't know if you'd call it a town hall or something in the trees, if they do something like that, but definitely a meeting area. Tables, a lot of chairs, a fire pit, as well as what looks like a bar. And again, no walls, just a lot of open area.
While kind of trying to keep an eye on Allset, I'm going to grab anything that I think Allset would think would be important. If I see a book on this big table, I'm just fucking grabbing it. Just anything.
All right, Alset. I like this from Bridget and YouTube here. Famous last words. Just trust me. Yeah. Alset. What? All right. There's a spider right behind you.
Yep.
What are you doing?
I just want to get close enough to Allie so we could zap out of there. But I want to wait till the spider's pretty close, within 10 feet, before I do that. We're spiders, if I can get more of them close enough to us.
Okay. Then you can just. Here's the deal. You can either make a good escape or possibly find something good. You're probably not with a 2 for your roll. You're not going to be able to do both.
I will possibly find something good.
Okay, then we'll see what happens with the escape.
There aren't even like doors or anything, right? Like they're just openings,
open doorways. Yeah.
It's an
You can
open air
even slam the
coliseum.
door on
It
them.
is. It is. There's like no air conditioning, no windows, no nothing. It's just free flowing. It's nature,
breezy,
man. At the bar, in addition to a couple of menus, it looks like the like newsletters maybe for the city, and that's what you can grab. And I guess we could roll some initiative, but what I'd like to do first is let a spider attack you.
Sure.
Excuse me, because that's going to happen. And then you guys can determine what you might be able to do to get away. Let me just go right over to the adult copper dragon, rolling a d20 and see how that works out for you.
Adult copper dragon, huh?
Oh, all right.
Oh.
So I roll a 1. So regardless of what creature this is, it's going to miss. As the giant spider lunges in the doorway, they don't spend much time inside of the buildings. They just spread their webs out between the trees and the bridges and what have you. So when it lunged inside, it miscalculated where you might be, slid across the dust, and knocked over one of the tables and a couple of chairs. And you guys it's up to you what you're going to do now.
I'm going to do the thunder step. So Allie will be teleported with me 90 feet away. So I want 90 feet in the best direction. If it's the way we came, if that's clear of spiders, that's what I want. And this spider will be taking damage.
Okay.
Possibly.
Talk to me. Talk me some thunder
step. All right. So thunder step is you teleport yourself in an unoccupied space. You can see within 90 feet. When I leave that space, a thunder clap goes off, and this creature will have to make a Constitution save or take 3 to 10 points of damage. And I can carry one person with me as long as they're willing, which I'm assuming she's willing to go. Yeah, this is the move I did in the town, so she's seen this before.
Okay. 11. What I assume that's not going to succeed. You probably have a 13, 14, or 15.
12. Yeah, it's 12.
Okay. So yeah, I got 11. 10 plus 1. So the spider will take
15 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely, the whole place shakes up a bit. The spider takes the damage, and you can go back to the residence, would be about 90 feet from where you were.
Yeah, sounds about right. Then we can just hopefully get the hell out of Dodge from there.
Retreat! All right. I guess let's do a
and that boom is heard 300 feet from that location.
Yeah, then definitely Marty and Tusk hear the boom. Probably recognizable as not natural.
Yeah, they've heard it once the other day.
Okay.
Would we have heard them stop scurrying our direction and have adjusted?
Yes. I'll say yes, because there's enough of them moving and there was a silence as they got their web tripped inside that you definitely would have heard something. And then we're talking less than 10 seconds later, boom.
I assume when they heard that stop, Marty and Tusk would have stopped for a second and turned around to see if there's anything they could have done, and just noticed nothing. And then Tusk is going to sigh and hand his pack to Marty. Circle around, see if you can help get them out. It was nice knowing you if I don't make it out.
Hold on, old man. Don't be ridiculous here. I can't go through training a new intern. I just heard Alset's telltale thunder step here. I think that means that they know that they need to get out of there. I assume that he's probably trying to make a clever escape here. I think the best thing that we can do is to try to make some more noise and draw off as many of them as we can. Not go in and blindly sacrifice yourself, old man.
If you're willing to stick by my side, then
of course
we can try this.
Of course, I will stick slightly behind you, but I will be by your side nonetheless.
All right, let's do this. Are there any nests or anything nearby, Joe? That spider nest, eggs, or anything?
No, because you pulled back from the area. You were closer before, but now you're back away. So not in the time that we are going to have. We're going to do a quick chase for Allie and Alset. Yeah. You're going to have a chance to get away. And what we're going to do is we're going to go best 3 out of 5. I'm going to have the spiders rolling dexterity and you guys rolling to get away. I am fine with either athletics or acrobatics, dexterity, whatever. I just want to hear how the two of you are trying to get away from the spiders, and then I'm going to oppose that with a spider's dexterity check.
Well, Allie doesn't want to see him possibly have a spider up his butt again. So she's gonna like grab his wrist and just, with every bit of strength she has, just literally just book it.
That's
There
athletics.
is no more need to be quiet.
We
no
run
more...
the same speed.
Yeah, but she can make sure you don't fall behind by doing something like that.
Well, now you can.
No, that's fine. Don't wait for me.
I just watched him almost get eaten by a spider.
You did.
Okay?
Don't wait for me.
That was pretty close.
Don't wait for me.
I'm going to be chucking my caltrops and ball bearings like over my head as I'm running.
All right.
They're spiders.
It doesn't matter. Anything.
All right. Then
down.
all set. Give me a acrobatics or athletics roll with advantage, with you rolling a distraction at this point.
Sweet.
So you've got a 17,
okay.
Allie. What do you have for a athletics check?
Oh god.
Lucky halfling. Lucky halfling.
What's
Yeah,
with,
she did.
What's with all these dice?
It was a 7 in total.
Okay. All right. So between the two of you, you've got to roll better than the spider. So one round to the players. Next round, you won't have the advantage, Chris, after tossing all the tricks. For the second round, All Set will either come up with something else or just a non-advantage roll.
Well, I was going to use my Misty Step to get an extra 30 feet.
Okay.
30 feet.
What is the casting on that? Is it an action?
Instantaneous, yeah.
Oh, instant.
One bonus action, yeah.
Okay.
So I would just run and just, teleport me 30 extra feet, in front of myself.
Oh, cool. So you just leave Allie behind. That's cool.
I said, don't wait for me.
Don't try to catch up with me either.
Because I'm not going to save
Okay.
you.
And at some point, you're going to have to climb down.
I don't have to beat the spider.
Oh, you're
going
gonna
to beat you.
You're going to lose this round because I rolled a 20, unless Allie happens to roll a 20.
Oh my god.
Does not do it, unfortunately. All right, so we're tied at 1-1, and we're just going to keep going here. If you've got any other descriptions, at some point, one of these rounds, you're going to have to be descending, which might involve a different roll from what you might have been expecting. But at this point, you're just charging across the bridges. There are spiders descending from the canopy above, coming at you from both sides and behind. It's like the only spot that doesn't have spiders is directly in front of you, and you're charging in that direction.
Okay.
So
Full speed ahead.
Full speed ahead. Then let's go. Again, it's either the easy ones are acrobatics or athletics. If you want to use something different, I need to know what that looks like.
Yeah, let me see what I got here.
I was trying to see if there was anything I had that I could do differently, but honestly, with the way she works, it's pretty much just going to be straight up athletics
And
the whole way.
that's perfectly acceptable. Easy way to get through it quick. This time you're probably going to win unless you both roll pretty damn poorly, because I've got a 4 going here for the spiders. And again, we're 1-1 right now. Yeah, so Allie, you're able to just pull along. Well, actually, with that roll, you're almost able to catch up to All Set. Now you're both now at the point where you've run out of horizontal to go. It's now time to go vertical and head down.
How far down's the vertical?
That was going to be my
You
question.
are about 30 feet up.
No, it's just ground, right?
Yeah, I mean there's bushes, probably some thickets. What have you? You'll get scraped and bruised if you drop. But
can I?
I mean, it's a D6 for every 10 feet. So.
Well, if I jump off and blast the ground with Eldritch Blast until I hit, will it soften up some of the ground? Just like make it kind of sandy and mush, if I blast it.
Or it'll be on Eldritch Fire and hurt you when you hit.
Are there
or it makes it 30 feet deeper. And pulls you through.
That's true.
Are there like lower branches
That is true.
below us?
No.
It's just a straight drop
yeah,
from here.
well, I mean, it's as close to a straight drop as you're going to get. That was part of my description on if the elves made it easy to get in and out just by climbing up trees, it wouldn't have been a very secure city or secret city. So it's not particularly easy to get in and out of the way you guys approached it. So yeah, I'm looking for. I mean, if you want to drop, the most damage you can take is 18 points.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the drop.
Yeah, I'm probably
Should
going
I try to do a tumble when I get to the bottom? Like, you know,
Yeah.
What I would do is with a successful acrobatics or I would say a constitution save of I'll give it a DC of 15. You can half the damage.
All right. Con save sounds.
Don't
pretty
forget,
good.
you get knocked prone, half speed next.
Now the flip side to that is both Tusk and Marty will be witness to short people falling from the sky.
Oh, so we can see this. We can see.
You're going to be
where they're coming
close
down
enough
from.
to see this.
Okay,
yes.
excellent.
Wait,
Oh,
so
what
everybody
you
can
said-
see each other?
You said it was DC 15 save.
As you fall, but not before you fall.
Oh,
Okay.
damn.
Yeah, a
Remember
DC
to
15
move
for a
the spikes
Constitution
from
save,
I don't know
Um,
if anybody's around, but catch.
and I'll give it a DC 15 for acrobatics check to take half
Ugh.
damage.
Horrible on my Constitution, but I have better bonuses on my Constitution save over acrobatics.
Oh boy.
What's Allie gonna do?
And on top of him.
Now that'd be dexterity.
He was in front of you, after all.
That'll cushion your fall. All right.
It's aim.
Constitution's not good. Yeah, we're just gonna keep doing the same thing we've been doing because it's the best I got.
Well, you got for this. It's going to Constitution or acrobatics.
Oh yes.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Can I still use
Constitution
the
was better.
17?
Yeah, I'll let you use a 17. It was a good roll. It's the same die, right? So, not too bad. I'll say you take 4 damage, and Allie will take. And I'll say take 8. Allie will take 4. Sorry.
Yeah, and we see
Same
them
that.
flying off the thing here.
Oh,
And
yeah.
crashing. Okay.
What kind of
look,
noise does it make when
with a
Allie
17, I don't
lands?
think I crash.
Oh, you thud hard enough to take 8 points of damage,
Yeah.
or 4 points.
4?
Sorry.
Yeah, Tusk, look, our friends here. I told you they'd be fine. And then we see a bunch of spiders coming over the thing.
You're going to see from whence they came. I would call it a reflex that you probably look up, and you would see indeed spider eyes looking down and just slowly starting to crawl down the tree.
All right, Tusk, watch this, old man. And I will ready my spell here. I will cast Major Illusion right above where Allset and Allie are, and I will create a massive 20-foot by 20-foot fire over them. It feels real, it looks real, it gives off heat. Obviously, if they touch it, they don't get actually burned or anything like that. But I'm going to create a massive fire to hopefully kind of, again, since they've been dancing backwards when I've been shooting my little fire bolts, I'm hoping that this is enough to give them enough cover to run and get out.
Does Major Illusion have a save versus? Is it like an intelligence save or anything like that?
It's they have to look so it feels exactly real.
Yeah.
As long as they could use an action to try to perceive if it's an illusion. So that's what they would have to do. So it's not like a spell that charms them. They physically see it being real,
Okay.
and then if they want to try to investigate it, then they can make a intelligence check to see if they can perceive that it is real. But if they don't do that, it looks real, it feels real. It's a DC 14 intelligence check.
Okay. Spiders happen to have a -4 for an intelligence modifier, and with a roll of 11, I wasn't going to make it anyway. A -4 from that. So in general, the spiders kind of recoil from it, and think of them just sitting up there, kind of hissing and swatting the air towards you guys. And they're definitely unhappy with this. How long does the illusion last?
It lasts for 10 minutes as far as
Okay.
I'm concentrated. I'll take my Tusk, grab our friends, and I'm holding up this illusion.
On it. He
On
runs
it.
out there. Goes to meet them and pick them up if they're struggling to get up.
Yeah, you guys would feel the heat above you, but again, it doesn't actually do any damage to burn you or anything like that because it's an illusion.
And as far as how you feel after the fall, you did fall 30 feet, but neither of you took an extensive amount of damage. So probably maybe a twisted ankle, a bruised elbow, something, anything that's small enough that you're going to feel it, but doesn't really hinder what you're doing at this time.
All right, not too shabby.
And Bridget said tuck and roll. You didn't well, Allie tucked and rolled, I guess.
Yeah, I just face planted.
Yeah. Face first, man.
That's what
No,
you get.
Jason, I looked quick at it, and you put you're using sorcery points.
Yes,
I swear
exactly.
it said. I swear it said pants. I thought you were using your special sorcery pants.
That's what I do. I pull up my pants up to my chest and I
That's
cast the spell.
sorcery. Nice.
Sorcery.
What is he doing? He's gonna cast a spell.
That's what he's doing. He's gonna get magic suspenders too.
Yes. And as Tusk runs back with them, I'm assuming he has got both of them under his arms. I'd hold it up there until we can get far enough away. I can keep it up there for another minute as far as distance before we get out of range.
Sure, you guys definitely have enough time to move far enough away that, like, as far as you were before you even knew about the spiders and they weren't attacking you, right? Easy enough to get out of aggro range, if you will. They'll turn and walk back. We'll say again, now it's still afternoon, but maybe 3, 4 in the afternoon now. What do you guys want to do next?
I want to read through what did Allie grab, like a newspaper or something?
Just trust me. Yes, she will very aggressively hand him the menus, newsletters, whatever. Because I assume it's going to be in Elvish anyways.
I assume everything went smashing, yes?
Smashing, all right. Exactly.
It went great.
Fantastic. Good show. Tusk, here's your bag. I don't know why I'm carrying it still. Here, take this.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate you holding on to that.
No, of course. All right. Well, what did we learn? Are we?
See you both safe, by the way.
Yes. It was not the most graceful exit, but
I don't know what happened. They just stopped looking at us for some reason.
Well, I assume that it's because of Allset's thunder thing here. They probably got drawn back in, but
yeah, probably.
Could be.
That's all right. Allie, you seem a little flustered. Are you all right, dear?
Would you like to jump 30 feet out of a tree, being my size?
No, I would fly because that's what I can do.
You are a Lightfoot halfling, so I figured you'd be okay.
Because she's so short, it's like 60 scale feet.
But me and Tusk did a smashing job, I think, of distracting them for a while.
And we appreciate that.
All right. Well, did we solve the crime? Did we solve the mystery? Did you find your sister? What happened?
We got chased by giant spiders.
Well, yes, I know that.
Offset, what do the papers say?
I don't know. Let's find out.
So
Check out these papers.
well, first off, we got rid of Randy. Now we can play.
Bye, Randy.
No, so one of them is indeed a menu, and it looks like a handwritten menu that like they have a printing press in the trees, right? But it looks like, and when I say handwritten in my head, what I meant was it looks like it's been written. Things are crossed off, other things are written down, and like the menu changes, but they keep using the same piece of parchment to keep track of things. And it looks like standard natural fare. There are things like different ways to that they have prepared forest creatures to eat, as well as different plants, etc. But that's on the menu. The other thing that you picked up is, for all intents and purposes, the newsletter for the town, and based on dating. And not everything there is dated, and there are a bunch of different dates, so it looks like it covers months worth of time, some kind of periodical, most likely. The last thing on it was dated approximately 5 years ago, from today's time, about 5 years ago, as well as older than that. So there's like 5 years ago, 5.5, maybe 6 years, several different things on there. The most notable of which, towards the bottom of the first page, talks about the changelings in the forest and how they brought with them things from the halfling town. So there are some oddity, or some, I shouldn't say oddities, but links in there to what you guys have learned so far. They clearly had relationships, communications with the changeling community, and that they thought they had a good thing, back and forth, some kind of trade with them. The elves, pretty much all nature and magic, and the changelings were all of man's world, with a lot of things that they brought in that were manufactured, etc. So they had kind of like a trading system going on there based on what you can read, and the things you find from that little gazette, the little periodical they have.
Anything about a mine anywhere in these parts?
There
Is there anything
is.
we could corroborate from the book to like any of the stuff that we found here?
So there's a little bit of the change when they mention the changelings and the halfling village. The mention is how the changelings found the halfling village in ruins. So there's some link there, knowing that Belshire was raided, and burned, razed. The other part, as far as a mine goes, there is no direct mention of a mine, but more than once there's mention of the changelings, and how they need labor for certain things, and they were unwilling to do it themselves, and they were looking to see if the elves would help out.
What were those specific things?
So it's like help wanted manual labor. Call this number below, kind of thing. No specifics, but the changelings were looking for help from the elves.
Hmm.
And again, this is going back 5, 6+ years. Nothing more recent than that on there. There is one thing that Randy should know, because he wasn't here for a moment. On the flip side of the menu, towards the bottom, there's a special order end of the episode. And you ordered it while you weren't there. So.
Oh, awesome.
I'll relay all the information to the group. Decipher.
Now, does anybody else speak or read Elvish, like reading other languages, etc.? No? Yeah. So, I mean, it's easy enough for Allset to relay that, but I was just curious if anybody else would gather any on their own. Cool. All right, folks. So we do have some more information, and we had what I liked tonight was a split party that kept action going. That was fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
I like that. We're working together while apart. You guys went to different schools together. That was cool. But we're going to wrap this one up for tonight. And for now, we can all say bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Allie and Allset taking the short bus.